You have dozens and dozens of strong, smart, disciplined, hardworking young people in the Progressive Caucus. And, you know, way back when I first came to the Congress and the House, I helped form the Progressive Caucus. We had 5 people at that time. Now they got close to 100. So you got a whole lot of good people. Alexandria is extraordinary. I am so impressed by her work in Congress and she inspires young people all over the country.
Would you like to see her join in the Senate?
Right now, we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
No, I asked you.
Okay.
You know, you want to do nonsense, do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
No, fine, but I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
I was just going to ask you one more question about you. I mean, that's all. I was literally your last.
What is your question?
Well, I mean,
oh shit, dude! He was throwing the AOC Schumer question at him. Oh no, dude, that is wild, dude. Bernie got. Dude, he got pissed.
I mean, I want to ask you about your future. This is the biggest crowd. You said you ran for president twice. This is the biggest crowd you've ever seen. Are we going to see you run again? Or what's your future?
No, right now, I am very proud that the people of the state of Vermont sent me back to the Senate with 63% of the vote. Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, so, and I'm tired.
So that's really interesting because, first off, there's a couple of things going on there. The way Bernie reacted there when he pulled the should AOC be in the Senate, and everybody knows they're talking about Chuck Schumer, so he was trying to get Bernie to go on the record about AOC Schumer, which is, I mean, it's crazy because obviously Bernie's reaction tells us that Bernie was not going to drop any commentary about the Schumer thing, which is good. It's intriguing that they're trying to sort of exploit it. Like, I think it's wild how, you know, while Trump is stripping away the government, they're trying to get Bernie out here, trying to get the Dems to like continually to like more implode, more of that like internalized drama and shit. With Karl probing Bernie, like, you running for president? Is AOC the candidate? I feel like some of this ties into a little bit of what we talked about yesterday, which is, what is Bernie's play? And that is a fair thing to wonder because Bernie is reigniting the movement. Bernie is out there, like, and there's no question the guy has a talent for going and like pulling the crowds. But he's going to be 86 years old, almost 87 in 2028. So he most certainly is not going to be running himself. I just don't think it's realistic at all. So there has to be a torch pass here. There has to be, and you got to wonder where the torch pass is going to go. I'm really intrigued about where Bernie is on that torch pass. You know, who's up in Bernie land? I do like, though, how Bernie he's not going to fuel the Schumer drama because they're trying to create drama right now, like as much Democratic Party drama as possible. You didn't know Bernie's thinking of running? Well, so I don't think Bernie's thinking of running. I think the question isn't about Bernie thinking of running. For me, the question is more like, what is Bernie doing? Okay, because Bernie is out there building a grassroots, and he is out there building the momentum, and he is out there like spreading the word about fighting oligarchy. But what I'm curious about is how he's going to tie the work he's doing now to a presidential candidate. Because the problem is we need to change Congress. Like, we need 270 progressive Congress people. And then it won't even matter who the fucking president is at that point, because we'll be able to advance meaningful legislation. So this is just really interesting because Bernie has the ability to sink the next Democratic presidential nominee. That's why I'm saying it. Bernie can sink them. Bernie can paint them a certain way, turn his grassroots organized idea against them, and then whatever Bernie does could be picked up by the right wingers. And so that's the thing where we got to know where Bernie's at and what Bernie's plan is, because Bernie can sink the next Democratic candidate. So yeah, so I'm super curious about Bernie and where he wants to go. Let's see what BTC says.
Senate with 63% of the vote. Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, so, and I'm tired.
Here's what I hope we can take out of not just this interview, but this political era. Americans are tired of watching our media focus on the horse race of politics instead of the implications of it. The reason that Bernie Sanders is doing this massively successful Stop Oligarchy tour is not because he wants to fuel speculation about a 2028 run, but quite literally to stop oligarchy. It is right there in the title. And yet, when given the opportunity to speak with Senator Sanders, the fact that the media cannot shake its old habits is a testament to the fact that they are not willing to meet this moment with the urgency it deserves.
See, I totally get that. I totally fucking get that. But I guess what's complicated about that is we do have to wonder who the torch is getting passed to. Because with Bernie fighting the oligarchy, he's out there filling those stadiums and he's out there spreading the word. But the question remains, well, what are we supposed to do with this tour? How do we stop oligarchy right now? Right? We don't have any power in any of the houses of government. Like, what do we do today to fucking stop oligarchy? What do we do today? You know? And I mean, this is a question that I ask myself too. But like, there's so many things right now. I think they've thrown so much out there that it's hard to even get a bead on what do we organize a protest about, because every day there's like 50 new fucking things. I don't even know what to protest. Do you protest, trans rights? Are we protesting the border? Are we protesting the guys that got taken to El Salvador? Are we protesting, Trump pressuring Greenland? You know what I mean? There's just so much going on. Am I supposed to protest at my local city hall? Are we surrounding Mar-a-Lago?
So if you're wondering why we're in this mess in the first place, if you're wondering why Republicans and their oligarchs like Elon Musk have been able to skate by with such a broad sense of impunity, it's because our media, the folks who are supposed to be holding them to account, are so focused on the ESPNification of politics, as opposed to the impact that those politics have on regular people. We're tired about hearing who may or may not run at some untold point in the future. We want to hear why. We want to know about the impacts of the policies on the people who are in power. We want to know how what's happening is going to affect our lives. The media shouldn't just be a megaphone for the party's mouthpieces. It should be the arbiter of what is true or not, and it should do so fearlessly. And yet, more and more often, these news outlets have proven themselves wholly unwilling to step up.
Yeah, but see, the news outlets are never going to do this because the news outlets are not trying to stop Trump. I mean, come on. Right? I mean, we know that now. None of the news outlets are trying to stop Trump. In fact, they're part of the reason he's in there, without a doubt.
And look, this should go without saying, but Bernie is 83 years old. He is not running for president.
No,
but he rightfully recognizes the anguish that is so present out there. He recognizes the need for leadership. He recognizes that Americans are looking for someone to fight, and he's answering the call. I'm less interested in questions about his political ambitions and more interested in other Democrats seeing what he's doing and meeting the moment with the same urgency that an 83-year-old Bernie Sanders.
See, that is a good point. And Jon Ossoff is also doing it. I saw a post from him today. Look at this shit, dude. There it is. So he's doing the same thing. I guess the thing, though, about it is part of the reason why there's some focus on Bernie is because we know he's not running for president. And so they're curious about who he's, at least I am curious who he's planning to hand the keys to. Because I guess Bernie feels a little dangerous. He does. Bernie feels a little dangerous. Because I guess I, for better or for worse, I want to make sure Bernie is actually setting us up to win in addition to meeting the moment and not just taking out like his revenge on the Democratic Party for, like they fucking hammered him. So I'm a little curious for sure. See, this is though one of the things that's hard for me, guys. It's hard for me to hear our legislators in Congress say we are at an unprecedented moment. Donald Trump is like taking over. Democracy is going to be gone in a year. But I feel like I'm not seeing them laying down on the railroad tracks in front of that train. And are you feeling that too? Because I'm having that feeling where they're telling us that like, whoa, this shit's going to be over soon. And they're like making it seem like we need to get out in the streets. But I don't see them laying down on the tracks. And that's what's really puzzling to me. Because like, if it really is like the end is nigh and like, man, we are at the door where it's about to be all over, shouldn't they be like throwing themselves on the tracks in front of that train? Shouldn't they be setting off any type of legislative trickery they can in that building? Any type of slowing down the juggernaut, stopping the fucking train, wreaking havoc? You know what I mean? Like they're telling us, yeah, you got to get out there. You got to go to the rally. You got to realize how dire it is. But like, dude, none of us can actually do anything. But they're inside the building. They're in the ring with the fuckers that are like, you know, gonna do the ravaging. So I guess I want to see some of these guys laying down on the tracks and leading the resistance and not just talking about the problem. I know there's maybe some people in middle America that aren't aware of the problem, but I think most of us that are on the left that are cued in, we know what the fucking problem is, but we don't know, like, what do we do that can actually have a measure of impact in stopping the fucking attacks. Here's the challenge. The challenge is Trump is dismantling stuff. We, the people, can't fucking stop him. I don't think our legislators, the Dem legislators, can stop him. I'll be honest. I don't. They don't have any majority. Like maybe if we win these special elections and take back the House, but mostly they can't fucking do shit unless they're doing shit to roadblock and to try to put a spoke in the wheel, try to like slow shit down. But they have to be doing that. That should be Bernie and Schumer and AOC and Chris Murphy and John Ossoff. All those guys should be setting off whatever time bombs they can to slow down the Trump machine in the legislative sessions. And we can't control any of that. Now, the problem, though, is like we can protest, okay? But like I don't know that Trump is going to be swayed by protests this time around. I don't know that he is. I mean, normally you protest and then your legislators realize, wow, we got to do something about this. But right now, our legislators are telling us it's really, really bad. And so I think they should be protesting. Shouldn't they be protesting? Shouldn't they be like holding up the sessions or something? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do want some involvement from them. But the real clincher is some of the people that voted for Donald Trump. I don't know how many of them there are, but I am getting the feeling that there is a statistically significant portion of America that don't fucking care if they got all that social fabric shit. That they're literally okay with the Trump administration launching us into a huge wreckage because they believe that wreckage is going to destroy the Democratic chokehold on the government. Like the way the right-wingers have set up what they're doing right now, I see it very clear. They have set it up to middle America, to the Republican voters saying, your life sucks because of Democrats, because they have created such a crazy deep state machine that even when we win elections, we can't do anything because of their deep state machinery. So we are going to detonate the whole thing. And in turn, it's going to launch the country into a complete downward spiral. But at the end of that spiral, the Democrats will have zero control over the government. And the Republicans are like, they're promising to rebuild it. That's what they're trying to sell their fucking people. So that is like a little bit of the messaging that I feel like we're up against now. And again, I'm just starting to sort of process this shit, and I'm not exactly sure. I am literally like, I don't know. I am at a loss for what the actual correct step to do is. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.